evening. Good evening. This is Coach Paula, your life transitions coach. Today is Sunday, February the 4th, and welcome to the Sunday 7 in 7 segment where I go live for 7 minutes at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday evening, just to give you a principle, to give you something to think about over the course of your week, and to share something with you. So hopefully some people will join in live. If you don't catch it live, hopefully you'll catch the replay. And so if you're a subscriber to PH Academy, then whether you catch it here or whatnot, you will always have the vault of all of my published information if you're a member of PH Academy. That's a whole other thing. I'm not going to talk about too much because I have 7 minutes. So here we are. So last month, if you were following, I took last month and took each Sunday and dedicated it to my mom. I talked about the loss of my mom and what I learned and lessons that I gleaned from her life here on the earth, and even as I think about her now that she has transitioned. My focus this month, which is a love month, is going to be my husband of 30 years. And so I will be sharing different things from week to week as far as lessons learned from my relationship with him. So in my remaining time, I want to talk about one of the key lessons that I learned from my husband and our 30-year marriage, and I guess almost 33-year relationship is, and even though I knew my husband my whole life, but just the relationship aspect, I would say one of the biggest things was the gift of presence. My husband was very intentional about his relationships and about his interactions with people. And he gave the gift of presence, Presence, not the other presence, Presents. Now, I love those too. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I do like those as well. But the gift of presence is when you show up, when you bring your whole self to the relationship, to the interaction, to the time that is spent. And that was one of the things that my husband was very good at. Very, very, very good at. If he was with you, trust, he was with you. He wasn't divided or doing anything else that distracted him. He was giving his whole self to you. And I could appreciate that about him because, sometimes I would be like, oh my gosh, you're so boring or so slow. I would tease him, let's just be honest. I would, but I could always count on and know that when he was with me, I was the whole center of his focus. You know how focus, Coach Paula loves acronyms. Focus is finish one course until successful, FOCUS. My husband was very, very good at that. And he stayed the course and he was successful in our relationship because of it. And so when you give the gift of presence, you're bringing your whole self. And that gift of presence becomes the foundation of your connection. Like my husband just loved to spend time with me. Yeah, we like to go out and we would do different things. But for him, if we just sat on the sofa and watched the news, he was content. And don't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a glass of milk. That's like heaven on earth, right? But it just was like interesting how the simple things in life really meant a lot to him. And he grounded me and helped me to see that. Because sometimes I can be, on a dimension where, I got all this stuff and I'm planning and I'm organizing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we lose sight of the simple things when we are so fixated on a certain outcome or a certain deliverable. And so, like, I remember, just to give an example of this, I remember one time my husband came home from work and he's like, "Babe, want to sit down and watch the news?" Okay. He's like, "Why don't you come over here, and spend time with me and sit down and watch the news?" Now, I'm a multitasker. I kind of pride myself on being able to multitask and do several things at once. And so I come over, I sit down on the couch next to him, and I'm like, "This all we're gonna do? We just gonna sit here and watch the news? Like that's all we're gonna do?" And he's just like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I know this is hard for you. want to be doing other things. And I'm sort of like, yeah, I do kind of want to be doing other things. And he's like, okay, 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 give me your hand. So I start holding his hand. He was like, now we're multitasking, babe. We're watching the news and you're holding my hand. We always chuckled about that because I'm like, that's the extent of your multitasking. And, okay, honey, you good. But my key in all this in my remaining time is to get you to think about how can you be more present in your relationships with others? What are those key relationships, the top three, or even the top one, where you really need to bring your whole self? Only you can identify where you might not be showing up completely as your whole self. And what does that presence look like? And I'm going to tell this real fast. There's three types of presences. And y'all know I talk about energy and energetic presence. That's a whole other class and everything. Coach Paula could talk about that forever. But think about it. In a given room, there's three things. There's the temperature, there's the thermometer, and there is the thermostat. I talked about that last week, so you can actually look at it. It wasn't a video, it was a post. But the temperature is just fixed. Temperature is 68 degrees, 75 degrees. It's just a fixed number. It has no awareness. It's unaware. It's just a fixed number. Where in the thermometer is registering the temperature. So it's saying, oh, that's how you know it's 68 degrees, or how you know it's 75 degrees, because the thermometer is reading the room. So it has some awareness. But then there's lastly the thermostat. If you're like my house, you have an automatic thermostat that you can say, I want it to always be 70 degrees. If it gets cold, it's going to heat up. If it gets too hot, it's going to cool it down. So there are different ways to show up. And you've got to know, how do I need to show up? What's the right way to show up for this moment? Am I temperature and I'm just here? Am I the thermostat? Or am I the thermometer and I'm reading the room? Or am I the thermostat and I'm monitoring and controlling and doing all the different things? You've got to be able to discern and know when and how you should show up. I think I'll talk about that maybe a little bit more in the week, or just think about it. What are you going to be in some of these relationships? Are you the temperature? Are you the thermometer? Are you the thermostat? To be perfectly honest, if I can give you a secret, you're actually all three. But you have to know when to show up as which one. And so I'm over my time. Hopefully, I've given you something to think about, to awaken your potential, and to shift your energy and your energetic presence and how you're going to show up. But let's talk about it this week. Give me some comments. Slide something in the DM on the positive. Don't slide something on the negative now. But, reach out. Send me a comment if you don't want to put it publicly. But let's talk about being present and giving the gift of presence in our relationships. I'll be back on Wednesday for your Wednesday wins. You can tell me how you're doing. Pick one. Like I like to say, pick one person. Pick one person, one relationship where you want to shift how you show up this week, and be committed to it, and let's talk about it. So I hope you guys have a great night. Take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.